Okay, we are back to the fresh start of the week on Monday. Welcome back. I'm excited to be back here today. We are looking at a really interesting market tonight. And you know, when I say tonight, because we are in Singapore time zone, but that literally means the morning of the US Eastern time. So a few things that I want to run through right now as I'm speaking. The first one is the big drop of Bitcoin. And here we go. We are touching a fresh new low right now at 30,560. And when I kind of switch over to the one-day candle, this is where it is still going out flat out at this moment, where it's still standing strong above the 30,000 mark, right? So I'm going to draw a horizontal line right there across. It is still standing strong. But you know, when I start changing the perspective or the landscape over from one day, I'm going to switch over to 1 hour. Here we go. Bong. And the 1 hour, you can see there's a fierce drop right here. And that's from the high of 35, drop down to 30,000 and 555. All right, so right now we have a new number right now. 30,000, 555 is the new number. And I think it will just keep testing this breaking below 30,000 for tonight. I believe strongly tonight we're going to break 30,000, all right? And from there, we change over to 15-minute candle. And for the 15-minute candle, kind of weird right now, because when I switch over to the 15-minute candle, what exactly are we seeing right over here? So let me just kind of adjust myself. 15-minute candle. And you can see the prominence of this particular space right here, right? This is the prominence, 32,000 and dropping to 30,000. So, you know, we start to narrow down the bandwidth and it just get even tighter to less than about $1,000 movement per day, right? And then I move down to the 1 minute candle. And here we go. This is the big drop. It just happened, you know, when a market is going through a sell-off on the Dow futures, and you know, it's right now kind of a buoyant together with the stock market, and right now it's kind of have a little bounce off right here at 30,700. all right, so you're kind of floating at that range. And then when I switch over to the Dow Jones Index, this represents the barometer of the Wall Street, and we have a dip right here. This is a big sell-off for today. All right, touching to 33,993 at this moment. So there's a big sell-off today, and that's the reason because of the COVID-19 Delta variant. But tonight, I'm going to share with you quite an interesting new idea. And the new interesting idea is, will Bill Ackman spike Tontine SPAC? Tontine SPAC. Tontine was known as the largest ever, holy moly, ever SPAC ever raised on planet Earth. All right, so this was the big article right here, dated on 13 July 2020. And you know, back then they raised $4 billion on a blank check. That means to say investors were willing to give Bill Ackman and Pershing Square $4 billion without knowing any clue what he's going to use the money for. But the rules of SPAC stands for a special purpose acquisition company. You got to buy up something within 24 months. All right, so that's the rules of the game. But that being said, they have so much confidence on Bill Ackman that he's going to pull off a 10-bagger stock or 10-bagger deal, and everybody just pouring money across to him. All right, so this was dated 13 July 2020. Okay. Really interesting deal. And this was right after he pulled off the biggest earnings ever by a hedge fund manager in the period of the pandemic. So let me show you this article right here, how he made 10,000% return in 1 month. In 1 month at the beginning of the pandemic. We're talking about like first quarter, all right? January, February, March. And he just pulled off the greatest trade, $2.27 million, increased that to $2.6 billion. That's like a small investor, and bam, he made $2.6 billion. And that's the reason why, you know, he's really top of my list as my all-time favorite hedge fund manager, other than his marriage. All right, I really admire everything about him as a very, very shrewd investor. So you got the backdrop of Bill Ackman, right? And then we got this whole idea that he's going to pull off the 4 billion SPAC to buy something really interesting, and that is the hottest topic right here today. What is the topic? The thing that he's supposed to buy is called Universal Music. The deal collapsed. That's official as of right now. And in a shrewd way, he painted a picture of SEC that is not forward-looking, not sophisticated enough to understand this highly complex deal that he has put together. And this has kind of happened a few times already, you know, where SEC takes a really conservative stance and always going all out to protect investors, what we call investors protection. Sometimes, often more than perhaps, you know, maybe every one of us are really opening up our eyes just to invest our money. And maybe you don't really have to kind of babysit us. So in the interview this morning at CNBC, Bill Ackman was saying that, you know, he has really put together a highly sophisticated deal structure that got rejected by SEC in the last minute. And that kind of put me on the red alert about our new chairman, Gary Gensler. It shows that he's perhaps not so forward-looking, extremely conservative, and perhaps more deals ahead probably going to collapse at his hands, all right? So out of this chaos, how do we find opportunities? And that's really the hot topic of today. Now, before I do that, I want to make sure all of you are really alive and kicking. And if you're alive and kicking, can you please say something on the comments and just say hello to your teacher right here, and so that, you know, I got to know that you're really alive and kicking, all right? So I'm going to give you 1 minute to do just that. Woo! Wow, thank you so much for those of our fans in YouTube. You guys are the best. You guys responded so fast and furious, right? We have May, Leo, Calvin, Casey, K2, Christopher, Isabella, Henry, CK. Wow, I'm just out of breath. Oh, I'm finished my water already. So thank you so much for tuning in, and for those of our friends on Facebook, looks like you guys are not so user friendly on the Facebook comments box, all right? So maybe because you're not our follower, you can't comment. So welcome, Lillian. I can see you. Thank you very, very much. All right. So what is the big topic? Let's sum it up. We have a legendary investor, Bill Ackman. He's always going for the 10-bagger stocks, and I've shown you much more than 10-bagger. In fact, in the pandemic, he was the record all-time breaker, delivering a 10,000% profit return, all right? And he also pulled off, in the year of the pandemic, the biggest SPAC ever launched, $4 billion of blind check. Now, the deal that he put together to acquire 10% of Universal Music has collapsed, officially as of this morning. So, when we witness a deal that collapsed in front of our eyes like this, what is our take? How do we make money out of it? This is where I'm going to show you the opportunity. Here we go. I'm going to look at the SPAC Tontine holdings. And you can see it is trading at an all-time low right now at $20.30, all right? So I'm going to point my arrow right over here, right into this space, and kind of carve it out. So you are looking at a failed deal that's already accepted, Universal Music is a great buy. In fact, I would encourage you guys to watch the interview on CNBC. Why? And most people couldn't understand, why would you want to buy a music company? Why don't you get into DeFi space, or get into cryptocurrency, or get into cannabis, something much more exciting, right? In fact, he articulated very clearly, Universal Music represents a timeless piece of loyalty. Because in comparison to Netflix, how many times would you watch the same movie? 1, twice, 3 times in a row. After that, you're sick of it. But for the music, it is timeless. You know, you can go through the music, like I'm a boomer listening to the 80s, and today you're listening to Air Supply, you get all energized and fire up all over again, right? The millennials wouldn't even know what is an Air Supply. So this is the part where you can extract lifetime royalty from music that is streaming in multi-devices across us right now. And that's what he saw in the really hidden jewel in a Universal Music, but the deal collapsed. But I'm showing you this chart right now because I believe he's a comeback kid. He's going to deliver a great deal, especially for those who believe in him. He will not let them down. So can you see back then, people were already trading up at a high of $32, all right? Some of them were buying at a high of $26. Today, it has collapsed. I believe tonight it's going to touch $20. So let the market soak in all the bad news, and I believe $20 represents really a cheap buy for a guy like Bill Ackman that's going to deliver at least like 10 times return. So I'm looking at this easily as like a $200 target price. So I want to take a look, and I want to place my bets tonight. Kind of going, first of all, I want to support my hedge fund hero Bill Ackman, to support him at a price of $20. Number 2, kind of give the mandate that I know if the best deals we cannot acquire, maybe the second best deal will be the sugar candy mountain. And the third of all is to make some sense out of this chaos in today's market, right? Today's market, we have Bitcoin really dropping right now like crazy to 30,000. I believe tonight it will break below $30,000. Probably 299 kind of numbers, all right? And then you have the Dow Jones Index also crashing for tonight. So in such a night where everything seems bad, I want to bet on Bill Ackman. And how about you? And you know, if you are interested in betting on Bill Ackman, let me know on the comments box. Can you fire away? So you guys are firing away, you know, that's the spirit, you know, we never stop. And, you know, I gone through the entire 2008 meltdown. I've never stopped trading. And that's why, you know, we are not even on a meltdown yet. We're just on the day that there's a drop in the futures market. And there's so much uncertainty on Delta variant. And that's the reason why the market is red tonight, all right? It's not going to be prolonged. And you guys really got to fully listen and watch through the entire Bill Ackman interview that was conducted this morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I watched together with my coaching students. We learned a great deal just out of the interview itself. All right. So thank you so much for coming back here today. You know, this is the great idea I want to present to you tonight. And stay strong, all right? Be strong and be brave and ride through the market together with us. And remember, you know what, my friends? You are just one SPAC away. Thank you and God bless.